Hi, everyone, and welcome back to the Vagina Healing Podcast. My name is Takira, and I'm a dietitian that helps women to free themselves from recurring vaginal infections. I've healed myself from yeast infections, bacterial vaginosis, mycoplasma, ureaplasma, all of which lasted a total of 4 years. And I healed myself naturally without medications and without doctors because they were not helping me. So now it is my mission to help a woman do the same thing. And so this episode is going to focus on one of the four pillars of health, which is going to be physical activity and how to exercise if you don't like going to the gym. So there are four pillars of health. It's nutrition, sleep, exercise, and stress. I mainly focus on nutrition and stress management through nervous system regulation, but sleep and physical activity are also just as important. But what I find a lot with my clients is that they'll be like, oh, I don't want to go to the gym today, or a challenge I'm having this week is not wanting to go to the gym, even though I know I should. And I am a firm believer that women should do physical activity and movement that feels good to them that day, that is in alignment with their where they're at in their cycle, and physical movement that just feels fun and it's not forced, because anything done with force will be met with resistance and you're going to have a horrible miserable time doing it. And on top of that, you're more likely to quit and to stop doing it because you don't like doing it. You're forcing yourself to do it. So I always tell women to be in tune with your intuition as much as possible. Go with the flow, do what feels good for you that day. So something I tell my clients is every morning when you wake up, ask yourself what would feel good for my body today in regards to physical activity, or what is a physical activity that will feel good for my body today, instead of you forcing yourself to go to the gym. So the gym is not a requirement to be physically active. It's not a requirement to be healthy. Society makes us believe that, and that's why a lot of people force the gym. If you like the gym and you're just lacking discipline, that's a whole different story. But if you genuinely do not like the gym, you do not have to go to the gym in order to get strength training in. You don't have to go to the gym to get cardio in. There are so many different things you can do to get physical activity without exercising, without working out. I don't go to the gym, but I still get physical activity through other activities. So that's what's important to keep in mind. Is don't do anything that you don't like doing. Only do things that are fun and enjoyable. You still do want to get cardio and strength training, but I'll teach you guys how to do that without going to the gym. So, number one to keep in mind is that exercise is also not just about weight loss, it's literally about supporting a healthy body. So, most people associate exercise with aesthetics, but when you're dealing with chronic vaginal infections, exercise helps with circulation, immune function, hormone balance, and supporting your detoxification pathways. So, your vaginal microbiome doesn't exist in isolation, it reflects what's happening system wide. So, if your internal environment is stagnant, inflamed, and poorly circulated, your vaginal microbiome will mirror that. With my clients, whenever they start focusing on physical activity, they always feel so good and they always end up losing weight. Even though some of them have the intention of losing weight, some of them don't, they always end up feeling better in their body, looking better in their body, their clothes are fitting looser. And it's not just about, because and we were focusing on the exercise for vaginal infections. We weren't focusing on it for weight loss. But it happened simultaneously because you all know exercise can help with weight loss. But exercising plays a huge role in your vaginal health, and it's completely underlooked, or I guess you could say overlooked and underrated or undervalued, because people think that exercise is just for weight loss. It's way, way, way more than that. So, what happens in your body when you don't move enough? Number one, your blood flow can become sluggish. So, nutrients and oxygen don't reach your tissues efficiently, which we know your vagina needs nutrients, it needs oxygen, and it needs to be definitely nourished properly. Waste products such as toxins, metabolic byproducts, excess hormones aren't cleared effectively. Immune cells can circulate more slowly. You can have more increased inflammation, and you can also develop insulin resistance when you don't move your body enough. So, when you're sedentary, this is what happens. Sedentary is basically when you're not getting at least 5K steps a day. So, keep that in mind. In order to be non-sedentary, you should be aiming for 5K steps a day. If you have an iPhone, the health app that comes with the iPhone can track your steps for you. If you have a Google phone or a smartphone, whatever the other genre is, I don't know what that is. Sorry, y'all. But you can download apps that can count your steps for you. Or I know like the Samsung Health app can count your steps. So when you don't move your body, it creates an environment where harmful bacteria and yeast thrive and protective lactobacillus struggle to dominate. So What's important to know is that exercise also runs your lymphatic system. So, your lymphatic system is a network of vessels, nodes, and fluid called lymph that removes waste, toxins, and pathogens from your body. It transports immune cells and helps regulate inflammation. So, I'm sure you guys can all see the correlation with this already when it comes to vaginal health because it helps to remove waste, toxins, and pathogens. And so it's different from blood circulation because, unlike the heart pumping blood, the lymphatic system has no pump. The pump that it relies on is muscle contraction, movement, and breathing. So, intentional breath work helps with supporting the lymphatic system. Movement and exercise through muscle contraction helps with keeping the lymphatic system up and running. So, how the lymphatic system works is that lymph fluid moves through the vessels and it passes through lymph nodes, like basically like they're filter stations. And so the lymph nodes trap bacteria, viruses, and toxins. And major lymph node clusters that are relevant to the vaginal area is the groin. So the groin has inguinal nodes and the pelvic region. These two specific lymph node clusters are extremely important when it comes to vaginal health. Also, if you have like hidradenitis in your vaginal area. So if your lymph flow is sluggish, waste and pathogens can accumulate in the pelvic region. So it's really important that we are prioritizing lymphatic drainage and also exercise and movement to help your lymph fluid be thin enough to circulate better. Because when it's thick and sluggish, it's not going to circulate as much, and you may deal with like feeling you have an asymmetrical face, feeling puffy in the face, feeling really bloated and puffy. That can all be a result of having a sluggish lymphatic system. So, with lymphatic stagnation and the link to chronic vaginal infections, poor lymph flow equals impaired immune surveillance in the vaginal pelvic area. So, the body becomes less efficient at clearing harmful microbes and regulating inflammation locally. So, this can contribute to recurrent vaginal infections, recurring BV, yeast infections, general pH imbalance. So, you can be doing all the right supplements, but if your drainage pathways are blocked, your body cannot fully clear what is causing the imbalance. So now when it comes to exercise as a natural pump for healing, movement equals lymphatic activation. Muscle contractions literally push lymph fluid through the vessels. So when it comes to exercising now, what I tell women is that you should be doing your 5K steps minimum daily because a lot of people exercise for 1 hour in the day and then they're like, oh, okay, I'm done. But in reality, exercising for 1 hour of the day, not that it's sedentary, but still, if you're sedentary for the whole entire day and only exercising for only 1 hour, it's not as effective as if you worked out for 1 hour and then also incorporated a minimum of 5K steps daily. And there's actual studies that show that when you combine walking daily with physical activity, you have healthier, longer lifespan and longevity. So, with daily physical activity, that should just be walking 5K steps minimum if you're aiming for weight loss, 7K to 10K steps a day. You can get your steps not just through walking, but also on the elliptical, jump roping, and also bungee jumping. Like if you do like jumping on a rebounder or doing like a bungee class, jumping, jump roping, do the elliptical, running, walking, these all counts towards your steps. So I'm going to break down different exercises in terms of cardio versus strength training. So when it comes to cardio, aiming for cardio 3 to 5 times a week should be ideal. If you want to do for weight loss, cardio should be done after you do your strength training. So when it comes to different forms of strength training that you can do outside of the gym, for this would look like. Let me find my notes. Okay, so for strength training, we have Pilates, which uses your body weight to help you gain strength in your body. You have pole fitness, that is an extreme core workout because it uses your core for everything. You also have aerial silk or lyra, which is like pole fitness, but it uses your body weight as a primary resistant. So it's really demanding on the upper body and the core while also being visually appealing. You have calisthenics, which are basically park or street workouts. And calisthenics is a great workout because it uses your own body weight. So it's things like pull ups, dips, push ups, stuff like that, ab workouts, and using levers. So it's the ultimate way to really build functional strength without lifting a single dumbbell. And I know some people call it like the jail workout because people in jail usually do it, but it's really effective for women, especially. So doing calisthenics is great. I do follow this girl on YouTube. Her YouTube name is Melly, I think. Let me find it. It's Yeah, her YouTube name is Love from Melly, Meli, and she posts a lot of calisthenic workouts. So you can definitely check her out. Um, and then for Pilates on YouTube, I like Ramanera. So that's Raminara Pilates. So type in Ramanera Pilates. I like her Pilates videos because it doesn't feel like a crazy workout. It feels low impact, but you feel the impact after. So I like her Pilates. Um, let's see what else. So far for strength training, we have Pilates, we have pole fitness, we also have the aerial silk or the lyra, you have calisthenics, you also have rock climbing or bouldering. So rock climbing is basically a fun way to get strong because it's basically solving a puzzle with your muscles. And bouldering focuses on short, explosive bursts of power. You also have Legree, which is confused with Pilates. Legree uses a megaformer machine and a higher intensity and focuses on slow twitch muscle fibers and will leave your muscles shaking in a way that traditional Pilates doesn't. So that one is typically a little bit harder. So you can focus on any of these for your strength training versus you going to the gym and lifting weights. So prioritize strength training at least 3 times a week. If you can do 5 days a week, that's great, but do 3 to 5 times a week for strength training for sure to help you with supporting not just your overall health, but your vaginal health as well. Then you can follow up with cardio after. So there's many different forms of cardio. So cardio that does not involve the gym can look like you go into a dance class or doing at-home dance videos on YouTube or just playing music and just dancing if you like to twerk or if you like to whine or do any kind of really active dancing that can be great. You also have running. You have bar, which bar is a combination of like Pilates and ballet, which can be cool. We also have bungee fitness, which is basically doing rebounder workouts. You can buy a mini rebounder off of Walmart, which is like a mini trampoline, walmart.com, or you can go to a local class that offers trampoline fitness. You also had belly dancing, which surprisingly is mainly a arm workout more than a core workout because it does require a lot of arm strength. I did a belly dance class once and it was really fun, but my arms were killing me after. So you also had belly dancing. You can also do something called rucking, which is hiking with a weighted backpack. It can be more effective for calorie burning than walking and also lower impact on your joints than running. You also have step aerobics, which many local groups can host, like step style classes in the parks. You can also do roller skating. You can do kayaking or paddle boarding. You can do hula hooping. So hula hooping can be weighted, or it can be just like a flow state where you're doing a regular hula hoop. And this is underestimated, but using a weighted hula hoop is a core shredding workout. So yeah, you can definitely prioritize any of those for cardio. And so with this now, let me go back to my other notes. So, exercise improves vaginal health in multiple pathways. So, number one, doing any of these and prioritizing them 5 to 7K, 5 to 7, so oh my gosh, no, 3 to 5 days of the week, plus doing daily walking where you're aiming for at least 5K steps a day can increase blood flow to your pelvic organs, which can deliver oxygen and nutrients to your vaginal tissue. It can support your epithelial integrity so you have a stronger barrier to fight against pathogens. It can support healthy estrogen levels because exercise improves hormonal balance. And estrogen supports glycogen, which glycogen feeds lactobacillus, and lactobacillus keeps your vagina at a pH of 3.8 to 4.5 to prevent recurring vaginal infections and to fight off STDs and STIs. Exercise can also improve insulin sensitivity. So, this will help with reducing insulin resistance or reversing it because high blood sugar can feed yeast and other microbes that cause recurring vaginal infections. Movement helps to stabilize glucose levels, which then puts you at a decreased risk for candida overgrowth. And exercise also reduces chronic inflammation that can disrupt your microbiome balance. And then, second to last, sweating is a detox pathway. So, in my Fat Reset program, during phase one, we focus on lymphatic drainage and also lymphatic support. We focus on make sure that your detox pathways are open. And one of the ways in which we do this is by I require clients to sweat because sweat eliminates certain toxins and exercise improves the liver and your lymph function. And it also supports you sweating a lot. So it's not just about sweating the toxins, it's about improving the systems that also process and eliminate them. So I have my clients sweat through either exercise or going in a sauna or being somewhere heated, obviously not to a point where it's dangerous, but sweating is really important for helping to clear out toxins. So when women are living a sedentary lifestyle, whether they're working from home and or they're just not moving and they're getting less than 5K steps a day, this can lead to pelvic stagnation. So sitting for long periods can compress your pelvic area. It can cause really bad bloating. It can reduce circulation and slow your lymphatic drainage. So if you work from home, you can consider getting a standing desk and then getting a walking pad underneath that desk, because that's what I do. I have a walking pad that comes with the desk, and so that's how I work a majority of the time. I'm walking on the walking pad with my desk. If you have a desk job, you may want to consider going up for a walk every hour or so if you have the ability to do that, because sitting all day creates the perfect environment for stagnation in the area you're trying to heal. So overall, you want to aim for at least 5K steps a day. If you want weight loss, you want to aim for 7 to 10K steps. You want to do 20 to 30 minutes of strength training 3 to 4 times a week. And you want to do cardio about the same time, 3 to 4 times a week. You can also prioritize stretching. You also have yoga. I don't think I mentioned yoga. Yeah, yoga is also really great as well. You can do yoga. You can also do limb supportive habits like dry brushing. You can do rebounding, which is the mini trampoline. You can walk after your meals to help with reducing your postprandial like spike, which is basically like your post meal blood sugar spike. And you can also do breath work to help activate lymph flow. So doing some deep breathing before your meals can help with digestion and support lymph flow. So your body is designed to heal, but it needs you to do some steps in order to do so. And so it needs movement to circulate, to clear, to restore balance. And so healing isn't just about what you take in regards to supplements or eating, it's about how you live in your body daily. So if you do not like going to the gym and you might be physically active, incorporate these tips and you're going to notice a major difference in your health. You're going to have more fun exercising. You're going to actually want to exercise, and you're going to also improve your vaginal health in the long run. So, I hope this inspired and helped you all to be more physically active. And I hope it alleviated you guys to know that you don't have to go to the gym to also be physically active and to work out. So, that's it for today's episode. Also, I do want to mention that I did take a course on using somatic workouts to help with my nervous system. And I do have a link for that course to get 10% off, I believe is the link, but I'll put it down below so you guys can check that out. But it's basically through a lady. Her name is the Workout Witch, and she creates like really low price, good quality workout videos for like somatic healing, and also I think she has lymphatic drainage as well. So I'm going to put that down below. Something else to also keep in mind that I forgot to mention is that if you want to try a bunch of different classes at once, but it's not within your budget, you should definitely try ClassPass. ClassPass is great. When I was using ClassPass, I was paying 60 a month, and I was able to go to a sauna. I was able to do a yoga class. I was able to do a belly dancing class, a bar class, a yoga class, a Pilates class. So ClassPass is a way for you to try different multiple classes in your area without committing to a single facility or company to get your workouts in. So ClassPass is great to try many different things at once. You can choose how much you want to pay a month. And not only do you get exercise classes, but you also get like beauty treatments as well. So with my ClassPass link, you can actually get a free trial and you can get 20 bonus credits. So I'll put my ClassPass link down below. I'll put the link to the Workout Witch classes down below. And anything else that I mentioned in this episode, I'll link it down below for you guys so you guys can start incorporating more physical movement and exercise into your routine on a daily basis to help support your lymphatic system and to help you heal from recurring vaginal infection. So that is officially it for today's episode. I hope this all helped you all, and I will see you guys all next episode. Bye, everyone.